Alright. Hey. Oh gosh, I gotta get a new theme and everything. Hello, I am back. My name is Stephen Osborne. I'm a web developer. I'm creating and building Webent, a personal project of mine that's going to be starting off as a simple blog site showcasing artwork and ideas and stuffs that come from my brain. Idea is to start small, build up, and expand out and turn this into something far, far bigger than just a blog. But for now, we're looking at blog. Alright, so earlier I was showing how to install ACF and how to build out the basics or the start of a visual builder or a custom visual builder, your own ACF visual builder or content builder. WordPress comes with Gutenberg, but we're going to be utilizing our own custom. So I had mentioned that we're going to keep Gutenberg around, but we're going to be focusing on just using ACF, and that we're going to be putting Gutenberg on its own page template and then using ACF with the primary template. I think the only thing that would prevent us from being able to do that is just hiding Gutenberg on page, or if page template isn't active. Hold it for a second. I'm not going to worry too much about Gutenberg right now, but yeah, we're going to be building out the content with ACF, and so here we go. I'm going to open up Visual Studio Code. I am going to right click on it and make sure that it opens up what I am. So wp-rig-webent, that is the theme. But you know what? I actually want to load. Oops. Doing that. Just Webent, the entire application. There we go. And now back here, this is the top fold image. So basically, having it transparent. Oh, there's a few other assets that we're going to need. So this background has a pattern on it. What the hell? Alright, I'll be right back. As I give some tunes. And like someone's at my door. Whoa. Oh boy. That is loud. Wow. So sorry. Did not realize how loud that was. It might just be super loud in my headphones because I've got my volume so high. But, alright. I think that should be fine, right? Maybe turn it down a tad bit more. Okay. Let's go back to ourselves. Okay. Alrighty. So, let's see. We've got that canvas pattern. Let's go ahead and close that. Pop it over into the corner, expand it. The folders. Alright, here we go. WP-rig. This is our theme. Test. Man, I wish I had better feedback into my ears. Oh well. Okay. Why does it feel like my headset is... Okay. So, theme code, we're using WP-rig. I'm gonna go down here. This is bothering me so bad I can't hear myself talk. Alright. Anyways. So, I wonder if this would be efficient. Okay, so back on the page, I installed earlier a plugin called Show Current Template, and it shows the template that's loading this page. So we see here it's page.php that is loading that. So we can come back here, we can jump over to page.php, and we can see that this template part is calling in from content entry. This is very generic. So what we're going to do is we're going to take entry, which utilizes Gutenberg. We're going to copy it, make it entry-Gutenberg, and then we're going to make a page template that utilizes entry-Gutenberg, which is the default. That way Gutenberg is only being utilized on a page template, and then we can take this entry and we can make it an ACF entry, or just call it entry, which uses the ACF fields by default. It probably is ideal to make it an entry-ACF just to identify that this entry is utilizing ACF, advanced custom fields, to populate the content. Yeah, this music is just... something a little bit more chill. Um, so here we go. I'm going to go up here to template parts, content, then we have entry actions, content, footer, header, meta, summary, all these different, and then we have the default entry. So I'm going to go ahead and copy and paste. Now entry dash copy. I'm going to rename entry dash Gutenberg. Alright, and now entry. Start off with a section, get the template part, header, summary, and then content. Alright, if not summary, then content. Let's see, do we have an entry dash post? Actually, I think we should be getting entry dash page. Let's see. Function, header.php, component, all the objects, page.php, control. So if we just throw in a test right there, refresh it over here, yeah. So entry dash page is the default that's being loaded. So actually, let's go ahead and just take entry page and paste it into entry dash Gutenberg. And then, yeah, down here, I think under the folder optional, we have a page dash template from page custom page page template. We can copy that and paste it into here, rename it page dash Gutenberg, and then we just swap out page for Gutenberg. Now, as of right now, this custom page template, we give it a template name of Gutenberg content. We can come back here to page now, reload, go to page attributes, and now we have templates. We have the default template, and then we have Gutenberg. Now what I want to do is hide Gutenberg if not on the Gutenberg template. So we could just do some quick research to see how plausible this is. Hide Gutenberg if not using page template. Disabling Gutenberg on certain templates. Using a plugin, the classic editor, Gutenberg ramp lets you disable Gutenberg on per post type basis. The classic editor for pages. Using a filter, and use the use block editor for post type. Filter for more fine-grained control. It passes two parameters: can edit, boolean, and post type string. But that disables it for a specific post type. We want it disabled for a specific page template. Here we go, disable Gutenberg by template. So we could easily just copy this, jump over to functions for a quick plug and play. After the initialize of the theme, disable Gutenberg by template. So this is going to happen after it's already loaded all of the objects and everything. So let's see, save is, if not is admin and is not empty, get post, can edit, disable editor. Wait, this looks like it's still by a post. I gotta get this templates and page IDs without editor. Alright, let me just go ahead and get this whole chunk here. Jump into functions. Alright. Package, client, blah, 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 blah. So this could be its own file, but we're just plug and playing, I'm just playing around. So exclude templates. Just page.php. Exclude IDs. Don't need to exclude by ID. If empty ID false. Return false ID. Interval ID. Template, get page template slug. Okay, so I'm gonna have to post type page and exclude template page dash Gutenberg from disabling. I believe that's what this is doing. Yeah, I don't need to do that. So, this is So is this just passing an ID of 10? By default ID is false, which then would return false. Which, what the hell? How? Okay, so what if I... So this is a post by 2. So what if I do... Whoops. Function... Oh wait, sorry. Add filter. Oh. Use block editor for post type. I got a feeling this isn't gonna work. I didn't think so. What's unfortunate is that this really should hide Gutenberg, but let's see. This function ended up being bunk. It doesn't really make much sense when I'm reading it. It's like a specific ID for a post, and then checks what template that's being. So about ACF hide Gutenberg. Remove Gutenberg block editor with hide on screen. ACF. Not work with, and it is a known issue. You cannot hide the new editor. If you don't want to show it on a specific post, you need to disable it completely for the post type. Hey John, thanks for your answer. If there's a way to access the checkbox values for the content editor hide on screen, then we could adapt the code to look for that value instead of having to put in page names, but for now I'm just hiding it on the home page. That method does change the edit page back to the classic editor, so it hides the content area. This is a real issue. If you want to hide the main block editor based on which ACF fields are loaded on the page, here's an example using the ACF JavaScript API and some CSS. Aye. Oh, pre-WordPress 5.4, WordPress 5.4. If home, hey, that's function hide script, JavaScript, ACF add action load function var field ACF dot get field the ACF field key. If field dot L dot length is greater than 0, block editor, block list layout, CSS display none. Just basically for all the block editor. Add action, ACF input, admin, footer, hide Gutenberg editor. Huh. Okay. Yeah, this should actually work. So I just got to figure out what the ACF field key is, which how do I do that exactly? Field keys. There you go. On here. Paste that. Wait. Yes. I think that'll actually work. It almost did. Well, it did, actually. It just doesn't work right away. And it's just simply using CSS to hide Gutenberg. Gutenberg is still there. But it looks like it leaves the page title, which is good. Yeah. So I can still add a title. Homepage. Webent. Web and entertainment design and development. Okay, cool. We got Gutenberg hidden. Now, in order to get Gutenberg to show on this, we got to actually change ACF. So hold on, let me just update that title. I like that title. And down here we have this showing up if, where is it? Location. Post type is equal to page, but instead we're going to do page template is equal to default template. And we're going to update that. So now, default template uses ACF, hides Gutenberg. When we switch to Gutenberg, we don't have the ACF anymore. Oh shit, but we're going to have to reload the page. It's a little jank, but hey, at least we still have Gutenberg. So yeah, if we go Gutenberg, update, page is updated, but we have to go and refresh. Now it'll check, it'll see we're not using that ACF. Now we got Gutenberg. But if we switch back to default template, okay, ACF Gutenberg is still there. We have to update and then refresh the page. Not perfect, but it's a solution for now. We can extend on that function that makes this work. Maybe even try to use PHP rather than JavaScript so that it could just render or skip rendering the Gutenberg editor or not. But I think the title of the page is kind of tied into it, so yeah, it might be a little beyond that capability. So solid solution. What's not ideal about it is that you can only do, where is it, function. You have to basically, it'd be better if it passed in this field, but I mean, wouldn't it be hard, right? Just, yeah, you could just do, ACF key, and then take this, put it in here. Oops. Use double quotes here so we can use single quotes inside. I feel like this should work. Right, and then just use ACF key here. Now we can add this action multiple times. We can add this line multiple times for different keys. Although this is the only key that we're really going to need this for, but we could then maybe modify this. That might not be necessary. See if it even still works. It doesn't. So I think I'm passing in this incorrectly, or just can't pass it in like that. So let me just go ahead and get rid of that. Swap these back down to a single. Save, reload, and gone. It should be Gutenberg. Great. Awesome. Let's move on. So page/Gutenberg is going to just use entry Gutenberg, which does what entry page does. So we have entry page and we have entry Gutenberg. Entry page is already doing what we want it to do for Gutenberg. So now for entry content, we're going to do entry underscore ACF. And this is going to be a template that basically searches for any possible ACF ACF template that's could potentially be loaded on this page, and then loads the file associated with it. So if we go to entry underscore content, we can copy that, paste it in here, rename it entry underscore ACF. We get div class entry content, and instead of getting the content and we can keep page links. Let's see. Repeat page links. Yeah. We save. And we save this. Go ahead and save. Entry ACF is now default, and then we go back to the home page, which is what we're modifying. Refresh it. We now just get this by Webent, which is the header, no content, and we can jump over here. Oops, not entry title. Let me go ahead and close some of these. And we're in entry ACF, and I can just echo testing content here. Save. Over here, refresh, testing content here. Alright, now we know where we're at there. We're going to do ACF repeater just to get documentation on ACF's repeaters. And pretty much all of ACF fields start off with this if have rows. So we're just going to grab this simple loop, copy it, and we're going to replace this echo with that loop. We already got PHP started. Go ahead and close that and open up another PHP just to sort of split those off. In fact, I would rather this be in the header or the footer of the content. So, we'll probably go to entry footer and throw it in here somewhere. So, go ahead and keep that open. Check rows exist. Now we go back here to ACF, and the first row we're going to look for is our repeater. Field name is article. It has rows article, and it's basically saying if article, which is a repeater, has it's a repeater. If it has a row within this page, so somebody created a row which is an article, then there's something to retrieve. So go ahead and so it's going to loop through all of the rows. So while have rows, article, the row. Now we're getting each specific rows values. Now we got subvalues, which is get subfield, and then we need the subfield. So let's go ahead and start off with settings. So we're going to get settings, but we also have, might as well, this is going to be settings, and this is going to be content. And then we're going to grab the name of this. That one's article setting, and this one's content. just to be safe, I'm going to go ahead and just do an article underscore content. So, got to make sure to save this in order for that to actually update, and we might end up losing this information because it's now under a new name. Ugh, that's unfortunate, but oh well, it happens. And now we do something, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to extrapolate these settings to basically set up the container and everything. So the fact that this is already in a div with the class of entry content is wrong, in my opinion. I'm going to go ahead and delete that, which means I got to delete it down here too. That being said, entry content has already got styles. So before we get too lost on anything else, let's go into the styles, to the source, and we're going to find in folder entry-content. We can see here we got 4 files that has entry content. So here, if we really want to keep all these styles, then we're going to have to make sure that we either reuse that class in here, or we add whatever class we're going to use in here. So I'm thinking that we start off with an article tag. Oops. Let's go. Article. That's weird that it didn't. Article. Okay, that time it worked. Whatever. So we're going to open and close an article tag, and now I'm jumping in. I'm going to be adding to this article tag, PHP, some settings. So, good way to see what settings we have to work with. We can jump into this article tag, open up a PHP, and we can just print _r, and then pass in a variable. And if it's an array variable, it'll print it out for us. We can just throw a BR between the two, a couple BRs, maybe even some lines. Oops, BR. Alright. So we got settings, and then we got content. Let's go ahead and save that. And we have to update this. And then we're going to need to refresh both of these. And nothing's showing up for either of them. So that means that something has gone wrong. But we could also, just to be sure, right click on this and then inspect. Open up that article. Yeah, there's absolutely no content in there. So now that we've updated this, yeah, we are out of content. Let's go ahead and, well, it's not like we have anything in there anyways. Oh, there should be. Let's do header, or actually, add layout, duplicate layout. Oh, awesome! They finally have duplicate in here. I don't think they had that before. Yes, featured, title, balance, position, top, position, absolute, top, Actually, bottom 4M, left. Let's just do 30%. Timeline, center aligned, color, block. Tagline, none. Call to action. Projects. View. Projects. Black. Background image. Select font. Oh, cancel. Go to media library. Select this. Sketched. I'm gonna leave that blank for now. Height. What was it? 33.10 VW. Forget it. We'll play with that later. Yeah. I'll go ahead and update that. And probably before too long, I'm already hating that I have background and all. I have all of these open-ended CSS. It's like driving me crazy. I want to go and I want to really flush out these configurable options so that you can just select them from a drop down. But I think that just moving forward and just kind of establishing a working structure and then getting those fine-tuned configurations in that really extend the capabilities without having to write code, like being able to create content without code. So I'm definitely going to be going back and fixing these and extending on them and reworking a lot of this stuff. But for right now, I'm just going to work with what is here. Alright, so I'm going to come back here, I'm going to refresh. Now we've got an array, and that's for the content, but we don't have an array for the settings. Full width, grid template. I'm actually going to do let's see, project. You know what? Center, and auto. Yeah. Text color black. Update. Save. Refresh. Still nothing. So the settings. Oh. Be helpful if it was the same variable. There we go. So now we got our arrays, and we can see that the content has way more going on within the array content. But I'll look at in here; it's a little bit better formatted. But you've got all of this information, and this is all just right here on the background and all the different source sets and everything. Header, background, height, all that. Whatever we type in or whatever we pass through, we get that value, and we can call in on these as variables within or straight out of the array, right? So for example, right here off the top, we got in the settings, we got full width, we got auto. Let's just go ahead and grab all that and just paste it in here. Alright, so now we can within the article, that's right, we want to give, let's start with classes, right? So class equals, we'll open the class, close the class. Now we go echo settings. I am jumbling all over the place. Settings, and then get into the array, and then call for this key, which will give you full width. space it, give it a space, and add in another class. Or shit, no, shoot, no. We don't need to give it any other classes. Instead, we're going to kind of do some inline style, and of course this is going to be extrapolated and put into a snippet that would then be loaded in. But for right now, development, hands just getting straight into it, we're going to do it this way. So let's see, I'm going to jump back over here. And basically, what was the shorthand again? It was grid template? Pretty sure. Shorthand setting for grid template rows, columns, and areas. Yes. So we're going to do grid template. Style. Yeah. Let's give it. Entry/content. I want to call it content article. Content article. Then grid template, and then we can pop in some PHP echo settings grid. Alright, and now we can come in here, hit refresh. We can inspect element, this section. Now we have the article here, content article, full width. If we open it up, we got a style with content article, grid template, auto. So, if I want to use content article, I need to come in here. And I need to do a search for entry content, comma. Shit, there's only one. So that one ends with a comma, ends with a comma, ends with a comma, comma. Not all of them end with commas. So just have to do it manually. Content article, entry, content article, comma. This is saying everything inside. I gotta keep in mind like how this is supposed to, yeah. Content article, entry content UL, LL. This is kind of ridiculous, to be honest. I'm going way overboard, way beyond what I need to do. Alright. I'm either going to completely swap it out, or I'm just going to stick with entry content, but to be 100% with you, a lot of this is probably going to get reworked to also include nesting like I did with the site header, but for now I ain't gonna stress. This is going to be unique content. So here we go. Content article. We could even do ACF article since we are using ACF, but I'm just going to stick with content/article. Grid template has that setting. Go back into here, our article settings. All these, oh wait, that's right. We have them right here. So article justify items. We can just copy that, swap it out. Just justify items. Wait a second. Justify items. Okay, yeah. Justify items, echo settings for kind of feel like justify and align should be not article but grid underscore justify items, and this should also be grid align items since these are a subset of grid, and this should be article grid. So let me update that, refresh this, get these new, oh wait, I gotta refresh this. Gotta delete that. And this is gonna be auto, this is gonna be center, this is gonna be left. We'll see what happens. And I'm gonna refresh here. I'm gonna inspect this. Copy, come back into here, paste the array. Okay. Justify items. And then we got article grid, and then grid justify items. And then we have align items, and then grid align items. And then we have article background, which this could be an inline style here. Background. But why when we're already doing style right here? So background. Article background. Just like this. This one will be color. Article background. Article text color. Alright. So pretty much all of this translates to CSS now. It doesn't look great in the way that it's being color coordinated right now because this isn't best practice, to say the least. But this is a quick way to test and iterate. And we've got a style, content article, grid template, all that. Grid template, auto. Oh. So one thing that all of these are missing is, so I'm actually gonna Control Shift or Control Alt. They all need closing, so that's why the color coordination was off. Okay, so now grid template auto. What's wrong with this? Invalid property value. Repeat 12 auto. No. Well, line items left. Well, we could also do, like with this background, there's no setting there, so we could even go before the background. PHP if settings article underscore background. So we're just checking to see if this if there's anything there. No, that's question mark. If settings article background. So if this is true, then it'll do background and it'll echo it out, and then it'll put that final PHP and if. Right, so then we would essentially break that down like that. If settings, then background. Save. Refresh. As you can see, there's no background, so no background setting. Cool. Now that we got the article and we got style, we got to fill it with content. So let's go ahead, jump back into here. Let's get rid of that. We don't need it anymore. Let's go ahead and get rid of this as well. We're now in the article. Let's save. Let's inspect this array. Copy. And I'm going to paste. So a lot of this I'm not going to use right off the bat. This image array is a bit much. Header, background, image array. Yeah, this is all more than I need right in here. I just want quick access to just some subsettings. Right, and this is going to be some like CSS, so I'll just put that all in one line just for reference. Okay, so now that we have an article, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of those arrays. Don't need these, just clean up random stuff. Now I got content here. First thing I want to do is find out the ACF layout. ACF FC layout. Oh, okay, so the layout is this, header, featured, here we go. So this is saying this layout, this featured layout. I would have thought it would have been article content, although that's, okay, yeah, that's how I'm getting this array, and then it's just saying the layout that it's using is featured. Okay. So this is where I want to basically break it off and load specific files, snippets for whichever ACF content we're actually loading. So I'm going to create in this template parts a new folder, call it ACF, and I'm going to create a new file in there, call it featured.php. Alright, and now I'm going to go and say, make an if statement. I'm going to open PHP and then close it. If the content array width of ACF FC layout, which needs to be surrounded by then and if. Alright. I keep missing the freaking question mark. I'm like, why? What's going on? Okay. So if this equals featured, then I want it to load template file. But if we go into, say, any of these other ones, entry, content, reference, entry page, here we go. I'm going to grab one of this, get template part. And what's great about, in fact, let's go all the way back to page. It has the ability to have an appended slug so that it could be, it can basically be any name and then appended with something for that. So I'm going to go ahead and grab that. I'm going to come back here. I'm going to paste that in. I'm going to keep PHP open since this is all PHP so far. We're going to be doing a few of these, else if statements. There's a better way of doing this. I think you could just do case. Yeah, I could do a case statements, a case iterary. Anyways, I'm going to go template parts, ACF, and I think we're going to do content, and then this is going to be featured. And then I'm going to rename this content-featured. And then I'm just going to throw in there test. Also, I'm going to go ahead and maintain test. Test featured content. Template part for displaying. ACF flexible content. Featured content. Come back over here, hit save. Go to the home page and refresh. Inspect. Article style. I'm actually going to go ahead and cut that out. Save. Refresh. This still is printing. Oh, yeah, it's right there. Oops. Let's see. How does entry page get header? Template parts header. So that should be right. But instead of header, we want to go into ACF and we want to go content, and we want to use featured. Guess that's just not going to work. Huh. PHP. Test. Print our content. Okay. I get it. It's an array inside of an array because is it grouped? In this, I don't know. It's odd, but I know why it's not working now. You gotta go here, and then you gotta pop in 0 there. You see, it's array 0, and then array ACF. So you have to jump into this array, which is all of it. So, in fact, it'd be better instead of doing that there. Up here, content is getting that, and then wait, can I do? Would that work? Let's see. Yes, test featured content. Now we don't have that 0, we just have that because we just dial down into it right away, which is better, I think. Is there? Let's see if there's anything in a position 1. No, there isn't. Okay. So there's only a 0, which is weird. It's whatevs. So I'll clean it up a little. Get to the part if that featured content slash featured. Okay, cool. So now we got a template part for that. We might as well make a template part for all of the possibilities. Right now is header. I wish there was a way to collapse these, but there isn't. Open content. And then featured. I think these are the 3 that I've made so far. So now we just go here. We go else if. Grab this. Oops. And instead of featured, we go header. Copy this. And we get content / header. Let's go ahead and copy these 2. And open underscore content. Content / open. Then div. Oh, these both need these colons to make sure that it does the thing after the if statement. And now we just come over here and we just create new files. Content / header and content / open. Content / open.php. Sort of forgot that on this one. Rename.php. Right, and then we can take featured, give these other ones at least. This one is header, and then open content. So now they won't load anything, but they have parts where we can now control the content. And we can delete that. We're going to want to basically grab this here. I believe it'll work here, so we're going to be working in content featured first. So let's start off by initializing the content, and then we're going to print our content just to make sure that we're getting the array. Let's go back to entry ACF and make sure that we don't have it there. Okay, cool. And then if we comment that out, we expect that array to go away. Great. Now we can really get into the meat and potatoes of building out this content now that we've got a structure. We got a title. And remember, we're already in the article, so this is just the content. So we want in this part of the article to be defined as featured. Now we can start with such things as like divs. Div hi class equals, this is gonna have some settings. I'm pretty sure we got settings, don't we? Within featured title, position of title. Oh, not really, huh? So just give this a class of featured then. And then in here, PHP, but we're gonna do what, an H2? Yeah, we'll do H2. And we're going to echo content title. Balance. Great. In fact, that's good. And save that. Refresh. Got title. Now the position of the title and everything. We can go style equals PHP echo content position title position. I'm actually going to go ahead, it's just a lot easier to copy out this entire array block. Instead of doing it there, I'm just going to do it here. Again, I'm going to get rid of this huge array for the background image for now. Get rid of all that. And this is title position. Where I just straight up inline styles the position. Position absolute, bottom, left, title alignment, and do class, or do even more, the title alignment, text alignment for drawing a blank there. Like, how do I do text align? Yeah, this is a string. Text align. Content. Title alignment. Pretty sure it's text align, isn't it? Oh, gotta get rid of that. Come over here, put it there, because that's the end. Oh, and color. So, at this point, I'm just going to go ahead and do it like this to make it a little bit more manageable. Color, content, title, color. Now remember how earlier I said if a header tagline isn't there, then it won't go through that code, and it would be the same for the title if we wanted it to just be titleless. So here we're gonna create that content title. If title, then, or well, yeah, if title, then do all this H2 stuff. And if not, then it just skips over. And we're going to basically follow suit with the tagline. Tagline is going to be a P class tag. Oops. Class equals tagline. And style is going to be pretty much the same, but we're going to go ahead and get used up these. No point keeping them. Header tagline if Header tagline, P tagline, echo content. Oh, this is style, the actual content, header tagline position, and then text align, tagline alignment, and tagline color right here, tagline color. And these aren't else if statements, these are their own if statements. We're not trying to, because if it's else if the first one is true, it'll skip over the second, or all the others. We want it to check each one. So we're gonna check for call to action as well. If call to action, and call to action is undefined. For now, I'm just gonna leave it blank, but I feel like that had something. So header background, that would be either an actual background, style equals background, echo content, header background. Shoot, how do I do word wrap again? I know word wrap on Mac, but it's not the same one here. So view, toggle word wrap, Alt Z. Okay. That might be the same actually. I think it's Command Z on. Yeah. So Alt Z. Height to content. And I've got height here. And padding. So much like I was doing earlier. Padding. And again, I think each one of these requires a I don't think I did that on these ones actually. Header padding. Only left to program into this now is the call to action. Technically, inline style, the background, a bunch of styles and everything. I'm gonna go ahead and refresh this, and we've got a div here, an H2. It's got that crazy balance going on with it. This is broken. Oh, huh. Shoot. So much with everything else. If something is not defined, we shouldn't be doing it, right? Hey. So instead, I'm going to do like we did earlier and just create a style like that. It's just so much easier to manage. I'm going to copy all this out and then delete all that. End it. Paste it in here. And so that's how it should go. PHP, echo. And oh wait, oops. Now I'm going to end it, and then we want to close out the PHP. That works, that doesn't, now it does. That does too. I feel like there's an easier way of doing this actually, but I'm pretty tired. But I'm pretty sure you could say, if this is true, then echo it, all in a shorthand. If true, echo PHP shorthand. Expression, question mark, foo, else bar. Echo, expression, foo bar. Ternary. Let me try that. It's important to always be open to try new things. So, basically. Nice. Echo. Oh wow. Huh. Eh. I'm sorry. I kind of went down a rabbit hole there, but I think that is a ternary. I don't think you can necessarily echo out as much as I was wanting it to. It just was getting a lot more confusing than this. This is just way more straightforward. If setting is there, then echo out the style for it. Yeah, and do all the rest. So just go ahead and save that. Come back here to the front page, refresh. We got a style with a height because what is background not? Got nothing set in the background. What about that? Did I lose all that? Background image. Okay. So margin. That was weird. Oh, jeez. Where did we get all this header? I guess if I wanted to do like content and such. I'm getting a little all over the place with this, but oh well. Yeah. Oh, their style needs to be targeted on something, right? So let's give it something to target. Featured. Refresh. Now. Background. Let's actually pop that in. URL. There we go. We got our featured with our background, the height, no margin. Somehow really messed that one up. I must be getting tired. Alright. So we can contest just right off the bat that I can throw in some styles right here. Background, repeat, no repeat, background, size, contain. Yeah, that helps out a bit. Kind of makes you show the title, sort of matches, helps that section grow as it should. And yeah, so now we got the featured sort of loaded in. We got some content going on, and a lot more to come. And let's see, so we got our H2 loaded in with inline styles, all this goodness. I think the last bit was the call to action, which I'm going to set to projects, view projects, add link, update, refresh. Call to action, nothing. Oh, there we go. Now we got a call to action, which is an array of its own. And then we got title, URL, and target within it. So, call to action is going to be an A class. Let's just give it a class of button for now. Or, let's CTA. Href equals and we're going to be targeting that PHP content. Now we've got an array in an array, right? And so call to action is that array, and then within that array we now have URL. So URL, and I gotta make sure that I echo that out, echo the content of that. Href, and I'm going to go ahead and pretty much just copy this. Go title equals paste echo content call to action URL. Instead of the URL this time, I want title, and then target equals call to action target. All right, and then closing the A tag, but within it, we still, that's a couple exclamation marks there that we don't want. We put title. We're going to use the title for the name of the actual call to action. Save that, hit refresh, and we dive into here. We now have an A button. View projects. And of course we could do like we did the others and put in styles that let's just do that real quick because I'm pretty sure that I already have. Let's see. Yeah, I've got call to action position, alignment, and color. I'm just going to grab those. Yeah, okay. Style. We're targeting CTA. But, you know, we want to be a little bit more specific. So featured call to action. Because we could have other call to actions on the page somewhere else. We want to make sure that, in fact, yeah, we should be fine. Oh. So this A tag is out of that PHP tag, right? Yeah. Reference if WordPress does not exist. That ain't true. I have to take this. We'll be back. I'm still streaming, baby. I just have it on pause right now, but it's still running. So let me finish this up and give you a call back later. Yeah. All right. Love you. All right. My bad. Okay, sorry about that. Right. What were we doing? Featured, call to action. Oh, the settings, the styles. So we got call to action, position, alignment, and color. Position, or let's just go ahead and borrow from up here. If content, this is call to action underscore position, PHP, echo, content, position. But you know what? That's right. Position is just straight. Echo, position. Okay, there we go. And if Ay. Sorry, everybody. Hello? I'm good, and yourself? Yeah, of course. I actually have used it within the last couple of days, and I use it every few days to go out and run some errands. But I usually park it in the same spot when I get back. So is it best if I just find a different parking spot every time, and just try not to park in the same spot? Okay. Okay, yeah. I can go move it right now if you want me to. Okay. Okay, I'll move it tomorrow then, middle of the day, make sure that there's another space for me to move it to, just so that it's clear that it's not sitting in the same spot. Okay. Oh, of course. Whatever. Okay. Jeez, it's tough when streaming isn't your actual career. You still got other things going on. You can't just. This is tough. Streaming is not as easy as it might seem. Okay, what was I doing? I had position, what else? Alignment. Action, alignment, echo content. If yeah, then text, align, HP echo, alignment. And then one more. What was it again? I know I've got the it's color. Okay. If action color. Let's save that and see how this color changed. I don't think any of the other styles apply. And just alignment and color. Alright. Now, a lot of that is a bit overkill. You could just, have it build basic content without all those style settings and everything, and then just write style sheets, which I'm gonna also do that now. So let's go up here to the source. We got content. Actually, that's right. We got all these other pages, global header, posts. Okay, we're going to create a new file. We're going to call it acf-content.css. Actually, yeah, that's good, but I'm going to create just go to pages, and I'm going to put this into pages. And I'll rename it just featured.css, and I'm just going to go ahead and call featured.call to action featured. Yep. Call to action, and I'm going to do text decoration none, padding 0.6 m by 1.3 m, border radius 3 pixels, 8 pixels, or better yet, 0.8 m. Let's see how that does. If we go ahead and save that, we can then jump up to CSS outside of source. Oh, geez. We never ran. Oh, gosh. CD, change directory to wp-rig-webent, and then npm run dev. Since we've been working in the PHP, we haven't really needed this running. If this were running this whole time, I could have just been using browser sync. I don't know. I've got so much on my mind today. Just in general, it's crazy. So we should see a new folder pop up here in the CSS called Page, or Pages. Feature.min.css. Now we have 8181 for browser sync. Browser sync is now active. No. Now, it's a bit out of the scope of this initial build, but what I want to do in the near future is to create in the Inc folder a class for the ACF page builder within here, like any of these others, like styles, and it would have a within its components similar function as this does up here. So this get all CSS files. I would want it to be extended to the page builder so that it can actually be populated by all of the page files that are in that folder, and then you can select from a drop down in the page builder itself so that it would select that CSS and then load it as it should, like it does here. And it would essentially just define or we could just populate that drop down and then get the value, pass it through WP rigs object to then load the file. Each file would either have to be manually listed here, or we'd have to find a way to dynamically utilize the file name, which wouldn't be too difficult. So let's see. I'm just gonna copy this, come down here, pop it in, and actually, let's do this WP rig content file is going to be in a folder called pages, and it's going to be featured WP rig page featured or content featured. And then if we go into page.php, we can kind of see how this is being handled here with the WP rig print styles, the WP rig content. We're going to go ahead and copy that. We're going to save that in that component, and then we're going to come back to content featured, and up here at the top, like in pages, we're going to post that, but then instead of WP rig content, we're going to do content featured. So it's going to take this, it's going to go in here, it's going to find it, it's going to find the file, and then it's going to preload, and we'll have it loaded here. And now we can see that the view projects looks a bit different. And we can go ahead and continue to modify it. Background color, gray, var, color, gray. Pretty sure that's how I set up my variables, isn't it? That might not work because, yeah, it's not going to work. Source feature. I need to reference it. So much like how it's referenced up in here. Actually, I'm just going to go ahead and grab like all that over here. Sounds right. Page editor. We got imports, and then we have featured styles. And we can copy that, pop it in there. Featured styles. Save it. And now, if I go back, global, custom properties, color, it's color theme. Why would I do color custom daylight, custom sun, and then theme all these others? I have to go through and find where every single one of these are being utilized and then modify it. That's something I feel like really doing right now, so I'll just come in here, var, color, theme, gray, do I have gray? Gray. Should see a little bit of a gray background, popped up. And of course, I think this has a position, so position, absolute, bottom, 2n, left, 33%. This is 30. Oops. Oh, jeez. 30. Update. Should see this moved right about there. Okay. All right. So, I guess the last thing is go in here and get rid of this printar for debugging or for building. Gets rid of that. And now we've got featured content. Of course, we could go much, much further into expanding on that. Oh, also, this doesn't quite look like it's on a canvas because we haven't created a setting to modify the background. So let's go ahead and just throw something in real quick. Go back here, custom fields. It's going to add a new, and we're going to call this theme settings. Although ACF settings page, options page, that's what it's called. If we want to have an options page, we need to add this to our functions. Now, of course, again, this would be something. I'm going to go ahead and just make a comment here. ACF functions. This is going to hide Gutenberg. Before we even do that, let's go ahead and define our options pages. And we'll just keep it as is. And if we come back over here and we refresh the page, we've got theme settings with theme settings header and footer. Let's do theme settings. This is going to be options page is equal to theme general settings. And we're going to add a field, and we're going to do background. Now typically you just do image, but let's do group, and we're going to do background color, and that's going to be a color picker, yada yada yada. Width, let's do let's do 50%. Let's add a field. We're going to move this above background color, even though in the CSS it should come first, I think. Background image. This is going to be a image. Instructions required. And let's just grab the image ID. Makes it a lot easier. And I'll show how. Oh well, actually this is background image, so let's just do image URL. All, and let's do 50% with this as well. And then background repeat. This is going to be a select, and this is going to be repeat, repeat, no, repeat, no, repeat. This is going to be 20%, close field, background size, selection, and it's background size. I think it's like cover contain, fixed. Just want to get all the properties. Auto. Oh yeah. I'm just gonna pull this over here. We have auto. We have length and percentage. But those I'm going to do value length / percentage, and then cover is cover, and then contain is contain, initial, and of course inherit. Background size, value. This is going to be text. It's going to be 20 width, and this will be conditional. This is if the background size value is equal to length / percentage. So we'll be able to put in the length or the percentage if that value is selected as a size. This will pop up, and we'll be able to enter that value. Let's see, we got image color, repeat size, and background position. Wait, this is background size. Let's get the Position should be text, because position is typically like left top, left center, left bottom, top right, or a percentage, X, Y. You can. So what I'm gonna do is say enter a value for background, position, reference, W3 schools.com for values. Oh yeah, that's right there. href equals here. Right. Oh. Title, background, target, underscore blank. I think underscore blank opens it in a new tab, right? And that should be good for that. So let's say 20, 40, 60, 80. 2, 4, 6. That should be enough, right? 25, 25, 25, 25. Now obviously we could just do one field that defines the background image so that we can set that image on the back end, and then control all the styles that handles that image within the style sheets. That would be probably more ideal, a lot more straightforward, but it doesn't give as much control through WordPress. It puts all the control through the developer. So say you wanted to repeat something, but you wanted a little offset, or you want to do something to the background image without touching any code. Now you've got all the settings right here, right? So let's see, this is a group, so, but it's in an option. So yeah, the field to get an option. So let's see. If we come back into here, we update, then we go to theme settings, open it in a new tab. We have background image add. Let's jump over here to Webent. We got the oh wait, what is this canvas background .ai? Seven and a half megabyte file. Pretty awesome that it's an AI file. Let's see if I've already saved it as a JPEG, and I have not. I save it as a PNG? No. Adobe is loading. Speaking of, I could probably close this. Let's go ahead and save it. No, it's just background. Illustrator not wanting to load. There it is. And we want to go to File. Come on. And we want to export for screens. This artboard. We're going to put it, let's put it in PNG. Let's see how big of a PNG it becomes. And we're going to do, let's see, PNG resolution 280 PPI. That's points per inch. I don't think it really matters. It's just a matter of how big this is going to be. So let's just do one scale. PNG. We can do multiple scales to add another. Let's make this one a JPEG at resolution. Alright, let's export. See what we get. So PNG. We got our PNG here. 411 kilobytes. Oh, that's actually a very big image. Yeah, we could actually probably shrink that down a bit, but it also looks like it has a background. So let's, what am I doing here? Let's go into the layers. It's already repeating. Well, yeah, I can see this line repeated. Okay, yeah, I only need one of these. Let me go ahead and create a new layer. Throw this new one up in there. And open all those. Lock it. Create a new artboard. Drag and drop this piece. Okay. Okay, that's good enough for me. This is going to be pattern. This is, I guess, repeated. This is a canvas pattern. Now let's export. File, export for screens. Let's pop it into just assets. Yeah, we'll do regular to, we don't want to repeat it, we just want canvas pattern, JPEG, export artwork. Yeah, so it does define, it's not really, oh that's right, we are lowering the opacity of it. That's okay. 263 kilobytes, kind of big. .35% for the canvas. Close Photoshop. And I guess let's just go ahead and close this. Close Illustrator. Oh. Just use normal canvas pattern. Select that. I think I'm going to use a pure background color of white. Repeat, background size, auto. Yeah. And then background position, center. Update. Now over here, I'm going to jump into, see, entry header. This is the header content, but I want to get in before even that. So let's go to page.php. Wait, no, not page. Header.php. Header.php. Now we're in the head, and then the body. Boom. Body tag. Probably wouldn't hurt to actually append it right here to canvas. So let's just do inline style right here. And we're just gonna hit on canvas. Just, you know, get straight up into it. Oh, that's right. Now we need to go over here. This is how we acquire options. So before that, let's create a variable. And this is going to be theme options equals the field. And we want background. Should probably make it site underscore background, which just means I'm gonna have to reapply all these here, which won't be too bad. Alright, repeat, auto, center, update. here. We just give that the new one, which is site background. And I believe option just stays option, even though yeah. The field, then let's just go ahead and echo that, see what happens. Come back up here. Okay, let's not echo it. Instead, let's php print underscore r theme options. Huh. Odd. It's just all of them all at once. Get values from an options page. Huh. Oh, I see. So let's do get field. And then that will be an array. There we go. Now we got an array. The field is just going to blurt out the content, which is odd, but hey, now we got an array with all of the fields, so we can work with that. In fact, let's go ahead and just grab that array right there. We're down here. So just gonna get rid of some of this mess. Oops, I want to keep that. Targeting the canvas ID. Yeah. So, background image. Oh shoot. Okay, of course. If theme options. I'm actually gonna have to change this to theme BG. Theme BG. Background image. And of course, I'm going to start PHP. Then background image. URL. PHP. Echo. And of course, this. That and if oh jeez. Okay. I'll go ahead and turn on word wrap so that way I can easily see everything I'm working on. Okay, well. I need color. Oh, jeez. Color. Color. Echo. Color. Yeah, that wasn't actually a good one to copy, was it? Because it's a bit more complicated than the rest. Image URL. Let's actually go ahead and put color first. Put background color. Echo the color. And then if image, echo the image. Out. Background repeat, background repeat. Need to. Oh, that is okay. Ended up copying background image again. Background repeat, echo thing, background repeat. And get rid of that. Do need that though. And then end if. Background size, and of course here, dash size, echo it out. And, oh geez, actually, this is going to be a different condition because we have a conditional logic in one of the selections. And that is with size and size value. So if value. So if background size equals value, or actually I should say not equal value, but no. If it equals value, then background size echo value, else if okay, let's just say if this equals true and it doesn't equal value, then it loads the size, else if this does equal true. If equals value, oops, and this would be, let's if this equals value, background size is going to be background size value. If it's false and not value. If it's false, then that's not true. It won't hit that. Else if that won't be true either. But if this is true and that's true, then it'll do this. Else it'll do this. Else it'll check if this is, and then it'll do that, and then it'll be done. Cool. So if the value equals value here, which is length or percentage, then you can enter length and percentage through background size value, which is a conditional, which will pop up, and it'll use that value. Otherwise, it'll just use background size value. And we can go ahead and copy something more simpler. It'll be background repeat. And we'll use it for background position. If background position, background position, background position. Really should have used like BG for all these, but whatever. Okay, cool. Now we got all those settings. We'll go ahead and save it. Come back over here to our home page. This will automatically reload due to the browser sync. We'll see a style that's as long as it works. It seems to be getting hung up on something. There's a problem right here. Oh, I don't need that if there. And theme. Okay. Yeah, that should fix it. I guess, well, equals true is just... It's getting hung up. Let's see. Found a problem. Really, where? Where's the problem? So if we break this out, background color is echoing the background color, and then it ends if. Then this statement, background image URL echoes background image, ends the if statement. If repeat, then background repeat echoes background repeat, and the if statement. If theme background size and theme background size is not equal to value, then background size echo the background size. Else if background size is equal to value, then background size echoes background size value. And if. And then last but not least, if position, background position, and if. Yeah, that's how it should be. Oh, I am getting some PHP photo errors. So, yeah, it looks like local might be having a tough time. Oh, maybe not. I just had to refresh that. So now we got background image, URL. Oh, we have a closing tag that's throwing it off. For canvas. So, oh, right here. There we go. Now we just need a background opacity. Is there a way to do... gradients? So, better yet, better way of doing this would be to go back into Canvas BG. Oh, shoot. It's gonna take a minute to open. But we got that theme setting set in. So now we got a theme setting. We're just gonna dial down on that pattern a bit by lowering the opacity down to about 35%. But we're going to do it directly to the image itself. Canvas pattern clear. So just come here and select it. Opacity to 35. Now when we go to export for screens, replace them, close this, come over here to theme settings, we're going to edit this, and we're going to update it. Nope. Odd. Let me just refresh the page. I'm going to hit the X to remove it, add a new image, go over here to media library. I'm going to select this old one and delete permanently. Hit OK. Then I'm going to go over here, just export it into PNG. Canvas export. Now this PNG has got opacity, so it's going to bleed through the color behind it, and it won't be so in our face. I'm going to go ahead and select that. Update. As soon as that's done updating, come back over here. Don't really need that open. So now we see, you can really see how the canvas pattern adds noise, but it's just too noisy. We've updated it with the 35% opacity. It just seems that this is having a tough time. There we go. It looks like it's still loading the old, so Control Shift R to force reload. There we go. Now that canvas, the stripes and everything for that canvas sort of bleed through, but a lot harder to see now. So now it looks like we're just painting on a canvas, much more so than it did before. So made a lot of progress, got pretty far there. We haven't necessarily gotten the featured, gotten this to look exactly like we would like it. I'm going to make a quick little adjustment to it though. So if I play around, ooh, the color for that is broken as well. So let's go entry. You see I have no featured content here. And I don't know why I did it like in single lines. I really should have broken this up a bit more. But let's see, if call to action alignment, text align, echo content call to action, alignment. And instead of doing it like that, I'm just going to do it like I did earlier. Echo this, just like that, and then end if, like so. Content call to action. If color and color, echo content call to action color. I don't think I need to do that here, actually. Might as well, just for consistency's sake. Text align center. Huh. I have no idea why it's broken here. It goes center, and then it goes color, and then position bottom left, and then it does text align center. Huh. Echo this, and then that. I just don't get it. It hits center here, echoes it out, doesn't do this, and then doesn't do this. It does this, but it just does it straight out. In fact, it's just center, color, and then the number. Jeez. Let's look at the call to action real quick. Position, center aligned, and then the color there. So in custom fields, actually, let's do it through here. Got the background all tidied up. Content builder. And we go into our article, content, and then featured, call to action. Something is missing. Huh. Well, I'm not sure. We'll need to take a note of that bug and look into it later. But I can't waste too much time here. So anyways. Man. Oh well. So let's go bottom. Oops. So 1.5 and 25%. At least at this point. 1.5 and 25%. And then the view project call to action. Oops. Oops. I want this. -1M. Actually, let's just do 0. And then right 0. Percentage. 10%. So both of these aren't. Oh, now that works. Now that has everything working fine. Okay, I guess I just had to update the database. Whatever. It's working now. That bug is gone. So, oh wait, no, this is still not gone. This is the call to action. This is the title. So that's why I couldn't figure that one out. So, if content title underscore position, then title position. And if wait, what? Right. Oh yeah. Okay, position. Sorry, excuse me. Oh wait, no, this is text align. And style enter. Eh, just keep it like that, I guess. Position absolute, bottom left, text align, color. All right, now it's working fine. All right, fixed that. Obviously, this is very, very hacky, you would say. But this is us creating configurations and then implementing them to test how we want to work with it, how we want to function with it. And now we could take all these little chunks and we could modularize them out further from here. And we could reuse them with modified aspects in different content variations. That being said, this isn't necessarily always the best way of creating content or building a content creator, page builder, but it works. it's efficient, uh, and it's fast, it's reliable. And of course, again, we still have our feature.css where we can just write out styles as we would want them. Be much faster that way. So even though we have all these settings in here, we really could have just done title, tagline, call to action, and image, and then done all of this configuration ourselves right here. And we could have actually should still add to this the ability to add a class and an ID, and then we could just target that class and ID here. So these background styles, this is definitely going to swap out for actual settings that you can select, and then it would just inline those styles. So later on, we're going to extrapolate a lot of what we did today and build it into a modular system that has class functions that call out the different pieces that need to be brought together within the template files. Way more complex, way more difficult. So for now, we got something that works in the way and fashion that we want it to. So if I close that, obviously still not perfect, still not exactly what we're going for, but much closer. It's coming along. So we view projects. That link works, takes us to the projects page. Webent. Great, amazing. We're going to elaborate and extend even further with our page builder tomorrow, with our open content and call to action content and box content and all these other content modules that I like to typically build on a starting project like this, and then I'm going to continue to elaborate and refine and extend and modularize and extrapolate and everything from there to make this far more feature-rich blog site. And then once we got the site at a pretty solid position where content is pretty easy to put up, and a lot of the bugs and everything are worked out, we're going to start adding on content from the stories and everything that I've been working on for the last decade plus. So, and one of the big ones is going to be balance. Again, I could further work on this to make it much better than what it is right now, but this is just putting together page builder and working out this site. So there's still so much, and we're nowhere near complete, but there is new content, and I am going to go ahead and push this up. So I'm going to push the flywheel. And push the flywheel. And we go to webent.net. Let's see, looks like it pushed up. Yep, site pushed. And we can refresh webent.net. Doesn't look like it went. Webent network. Production. Oh, include database. Didn't realize I had to check that. Okay, now that it's been pushed, and refresh, and still see no change. Hi. Oh, yeah, it's processing. So I'm going to go ahead over here on the side. Log into my Flywheel account. Log in. Let's see if it's done processing. Hey, it is. Cool. So there's the updated content on the live site. It's coming along. And I look forward to building Webent even further in the near future. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being a part of this with me. And I'm excited. This is going to be fun stuff. So